Hi you guys, my name is Olivia. I'm a stay-at-home mom to 3 kiddos. I have a 10-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl that I homeschool. I also have a 4.5-month-old daughter as well. So today my video, this one's gonna be a little bit different. I'm getting ready for an intro for another video I'm making on Singapore math. If you're interested in the Singapore math primary, the US edition, it's like old school, not the newer 2022 version. I will have a video on that coming out soon. So I'm also kind of in this like this weird space where I don't exactly, I have some ideas and I'm narrowing it down. One, I feel like I'm the last person in the homeschooling YouTube community that has not posted a video about upcoming curriculum picks for 2023, 2024. I don't even have them purchased or picked out yet, let alone a video made. So that's because we're kind of in this transitional phase with my kids where their what their needs are for school are different than what they have been before. And I don't know, it's also, I have some kids that are really advanced in a lot of different subjects for their age, and that also makes it really hard in picking. And so on top of that, I know the chatty videos don't do super well. Most people come to me for curriculum videos, like as far as view wise on my videos, curriculum videos get the most interaction. This is going to be a guilty pleasure video for me because one, I'm a chatty person, and if you're used to my videos in any way, that's probably something that you're highly aware of. So I'm going to chat here and talk through where I'm at in my head as far as like where my kiddos are going, where I feel like we may be going with some curriculum picks, and just like some conflictions I'm having about, well, do I challenge them with curriculum? How much do I keep like age-wise? Because it's hard. I think it's hard no matter what, right? And everybody has their own challenges. For me, I'm challenged in this area because my kiddos are advanced academically, but they're still young. So yeah, anyway, I'd like to talk through that. Also, I really enjoy makeup. I love doing makeup. I don't wear makeup every day. I don't have to wear makeup. I don't feel like I have to wear makeup to be on here, which is why I have nothing on as I'm talking to you in this video. But I really enjoy it. And Dad has baby right now, and my hands get to be free, so I could be chatty and put on some makeup. And I also try to keep my products in the cleaner, more non-toxic realm. I have not made a video on it. I think I've mentioned here and there, like really quickly in some videos, that I do suffer from an autoimmune disease, and I do a lot around my house and in my personal care products to try to unburden my endocrine system. And this is one of the ways I support my body in doing that. So if you're interested at all in some cleaner or non-toxic beauty, I know that's a spectrum, and I've said that in another Get Ready With Me video that I posted last summer actually, so I can link that down below. But some people have like really strict requirements for what they consider safe for what they put on their body, and other people like are lax about it. So I feel like I fall somewhere in the middle of that. This is nothing that I wear every single day, so I do feel like in moderation I'm doing fine with this for my lifestyle and my body. Anyway, if you're interested in any of that, I'm going to link all of that down below. I'm probably not going to talk through my products because yeah, I'm chatty, and that will make this extremely long. So I'll try to do a good job about either writing it on the screen as I pull something up, but it will definitely be linked down below. So anyway, I'm gonna get started. All right, let's get my hair out of the way first. I struggle from really, really, really dry skin. I've already done like a morning skin routine, and if I'm gonna be putting on any sort of makeup and I want it to sit nice, then I'm definitely gonna need to moisturize in some sort of way again. So basically, I feel like I'm just having some conflictions about like what direction to take for each of my learners, because they're both in big transitions in their elementary school lives. Starting with my first grader, I don't really know about you guys, but I kind of lump kindergarten into the same group as like, I kind of think about it as like a ramped up, kind of like a ramped up pre-K. And then I think about first, second, third kind of being in their own, like that's its own phase, right? Where your level of comprehension and your level of, I can sit down and do work, and like you're discovering things a lot in that phase. And then I think of like fourth, fifth, and sixth as, okay, we've kind of narrowed down skills. Now we're going to develop them. I don't know. I feel like everybody kind of has their own like little groups that they really think things happen in that way. But I tried to make kindergarten just a little bit more instruction than like playful pre-K. And now that we're going into first grade and I know kind of what she's capable of, I am really wanting to just kind of develop what she has. But I didn't really have a ton of expectations for my daughter when it came to me expecting her to complete tons and tons of work in her kindergarten year, just because like they are still so young. But if you've watched any of my other videos, I've explained several times that we started kind of doing instruction more around the age of 4, and not because I think everybody needs to do instruction at the age of 4, but she was watching her brother be homeschooled and she would ask, where's my work? Where's my, I want to do school. Like she didn't know what that would entail for her, you know, but that's something that she just saw happening for her brother. So that was something that she wanted to partake in too. So I got some curriculum that I didn't expect her to really do a whole lot of, but it was there if we needed it. And then she wound up really enjoying it and being able to complete quite a bit. And yeah, that's just kind of how we grew when it came to her. So when I was picking out kindergarten curriculum for her, I really wanted it to still be like whimsy and fun and playful, just like her pre-K year, with maybe just a little bit more intention when it came to like lessons and what exactly I was going to be approaching with instruction. And to be honest, I feel like I kind of failed in that. Like once it's a shortcoming I have with both kids, and I'm really working on it. And that's one of the things I'm like struggling with now, because I feel like once I kind of get an idea of the workload, I guess is the term I'm going to use, but I don't know if that's entirely accurate. Once I'm aware of kind of like the workload that my kiddos are capable of and the level that they are capable of learning at, I kind of like, I don't want to say like I push it, but I might be too encouraging. Like, oh, okay, well, I know you can do more. Okay, well, I know you're capable of more. And I know that's bad. Like, I'm being vulnerable here when I say like that's a shortcoming. And so I'm definitely going to step back, because I want them to enjoy learning and the process of learning, and not just trying to shove as much at them as I feel like they can take. Not that I don't think she deserves whimsy and playful and fun as a first grader. I mean, she is only 6. But when it came to what we were doing in kindergarten, and it was more like, okay, well, let's just touch on this, because this is just the foundation. Let's just touch on these things for exposure. Going into first grade, I definitely want to be more purposeful. I'm not gonna be able to talk through this part. Where I'm like, okay, well, this is now a skill that we need to like get on top of and actually develop at this point. But I want to make sure that there's still enough room for creativity and play in her instruction as well. And I don't want our days to just be about like, okay, well, let's fit in XYZ, which again, this is something that's really great about being able to homeschool, is that I can kind of control that. But I've stated a lot that like I struggle with fitting in the craftiness and the playfulness and that sort of thing. It's just not what I enjoy, and so it's hard for me to teach that. Like an example of where I'm in with this is for language arts. So I'm pretty sure that I have plans to purchase Logic of English level C. It's been a really long time since she has struggled with being able to like read a word that she sees on a page, even though I know like sight reading is not the end all be all of the phonics program, Logic of English has comprehension and spelling, and there's so much more that goes into reading fluency than just being able to read what's on the page. So we also really loved the read alouds from Memoria Press, and that was really fun for us. So I'm thinking, okay, well, do I just purchase Logic of English and then fit in read alouds and have that be her language arts instruction? Or there's been several companies that have had literature guides I've seen that I think look really fun as well and age appropriate for a first or a second grader. So it's like I have a little bit of FOMO when it comes to, well, this all looks good, but I don't want to purchase all of it. I don't want to waste any of it. I don't want to push too much into her day. I mean, then again, I think that we can still have a really complete curriculum. Even just piecing together, like lots of piecing together all of those things, but I feel like it's such a waste buying that many and then not actually getting into all of them. But she's definitely at the stage where she needs more than just exposure to different, like reading aloud from different books. And then on the flip side, when it comes to the Memoria Press curriculum, which I really love, do I buy the first grade set? Do I buy the second grade set? Because like I said, she is, you know, advanced with her skill, but she's still a 6-year-old. And not that there's a huge difference between first and second grade when it comes to that sort of thing, but like I struggle with that because I know she's fully capable of the second grade package for the enrichment guide. Definitely ramps up a little bit and is more in depth with like the science and history from what I've been able to flip through and get a sense of. And I don't want her to miss out on those sweet first grade books, but I know that she's able to kind of take that load. I'm just going to say a lot about this. This is the FITGLOW mascara from FITGLOW Beauty. The wand tip and the formula is great, but whoever thought that it was cool to make a mascara where you only hold the wand with just your fingertips and you can't rest anything on your finger or this part of your hand for movement, this is just, it's not for me, folks, and I don't know who else has like exemplary hand control. I'm not an artist, but this bothers me so bad. I will not be buying this mascara again for this reason. This is ridiculous. Anyway, so I want to make sure that they are enjoying their age, but also challenging them and their capabilities, and that's really hard for me because, like I said, does she need a phonics program to teach her how to read anymore? She can sight read what's on the page. Now, Logic of English has more than just phonics instruction, but it's an expensive program, and I don't know if it's necessary, if that makes any sense. Oh, geez Louise. Well, if I could actually hold on to the wand, that might not be an issue, would it? But this is a pretty good segue for what I'm talking about when it comes to my son. My son is a rising 5th grader. He is a lot more advanced academically than what it comes to other 10th grade work that I've seen. But I don't want to take away from him any of the fun, especially when at this age, giving a 10-year-old the more advanced stuff, you run into some really serious and heavy topics when you come to like middle grade work, or like, I wouldn't be giving him high school work, but even into the high school works, like that's really heavy, serious stuff. And I don't believe in shielding your children from everything. I think every family has their gauge of what is appropriate and what they think that their kiddos are ready for. And that's going to vary family to family, and I totally get that. But what a lot of curriculums expect a 5th grader to be exposed to versus a 7th or an 8th grader, there's a difference. So in the past, what I've done for him is I have basically pieced together all of my curriculums from a lot of different companies because I feel like I can get the advanced things that I need from certain companies for certain subjects to meet him where he is in his capabilities. And this has always worked better than getting a boxed curriculum for him, for my kiddos in general, because he's not at a 5th grade level for absolutely everything. This takes a lot more direction from me than what I think I can give him this year, because I do have a baby right now, and she has a lot of my arms and takes up a lot of the time that I'd be sitting down. And then I have a, a rising 1st grader who takes a lot more direction from mom than what a 5th grader can do. And not that I was really holding his hand really at all for a whole lot of this last school year that we had, but I think that it's gonna, minus math, I think it's gonna have to be a lot more student-led. So I'm trying to find something that's gonna be a good fit to allow him to kind of take the reins as much as I'm capable of letting go, because I have that issue too with letting go and outsourcing. We did do it a little bit with the writing this last year when he was doing IEW, and overall I think that went really well with him being in charge of it, but it was still ran by me a little bit. Like, I was definitely planning the day around what it said was happening in that curriculum, and I'd be on top of, okay, you need to do this, now you need to do this, now you need to do this. Today it says you need to do that, which that doesn't take a whole lot of direction or attention, and I can still see me being involved in that sort of capacity. But I do think also that if I allow him to kind of do more for himself during the day, that he'll actually gain a little bit more confidence too, because like, it's on him. Like, it's on you, buddy. This is what I've outlined for the week. This is what I think that you should do for this day, but like, you got to move on from this topic to this topic without a whole lot of, okay, let's get back on track. Okay, let's get back on track. Again, he's a 10-year-old boy. So I'm saying that with a little bit of a grain of salt, because he's a 10-year-old boy and 10-year-old boys are going to need, like, their attention, like, in general, there's a deficit of attention for adolescent boys. And I don't think there's anything developmentally wrong with a parent who is asking you to get back on track for certain things. I mean, kiddos would play all day if you let them, which I think is fine. Obviously, they want to play all day. So yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have ever like hit this point with your kiddos in your homeschooling journey where you have these hurdles as far as like, how do you juggle challenge versus fun? So how do I juggle, okay, well, I need to give him or her something challenging versus they're still kiddos and I want them to have fun and I want them to enjoy their learning process, and I don't want them to just loathe doing what they're doing during the day just because it's challenging for them. So why it has taken me this long to get a video out when it comes to providing content on curriculum for next year, it's because we don't really have, I'm still narrowing that down. I'm still narrowing down what is going to be something that I think is going to fit our family for where they're at developmentally and where they're at on what they can fit in academically too. There is a curriculum that I have found that does like there is like a parent guide, but all of the instruction for the week is written out to the kiddo. And I think that it might be good for him. Do I want to hinge the entire school year on that though? I don't know. For parents who have issues letting go with stuff like that, like, do you have any tips? Because that's going to be hard for me. Obviously still being there like in a capacity where if you need help with anything, you come and get me and we'll work through it together. When it comes to choosing curriculum in general, do you guys, I mean, I can't imagine that it doesn't happen for anybody else, but do you guys ever struggle with that too, where you're like, am I providing enough fun as like this learning facilitator? And am I providing enough challenge as this learning facilitator and their parent also? Do you guys ever have fear of like choosing wrong? Because I overthink that and I struggle with that all of the time. All of the time. I feel like I have imposter syndrome a lot. I don't know. I've been all in my feels since this third baby. Maybe it's where I'm at in my mommyhood journey as well. I almost feel bad using this cheek tint because this company just went out of business, but I really, really enjoy it. So I will list it. If I can find a product that is similar in color and texture, I will list that down below as well. As you saw, I put on the tiniest little drop of that cheek tint, and it is so pigmented, it's crazy. So even when I clean off my brush and I try to blend it out, there's still a lot of product. So I'm gonna go in with the one that I blended my foundation with that still has just, you know, the tiniest amount of product left on there, and I'm gonna try and blend that out. I have issues finding lip colors that work for me because I have really, really pigmented lips. Like they're so red already. Yeah, it's not easy to find something because if I'm gonna put a lipstick down, I have to put something down that's lighter underneath or it doesn't show its true color on my lips, which I know I look like a ghost right now, but I have something else coming. This is a really pigmented lipstick. And so I don't want to wipe it on, so I'm just kind of dabbing it on and then I'll blend it in a second. I'm going to top that with a little bit of some gloss. But just a little bit. I don't want to add too much pink. Alrighty, I think for the face, that's good. That's it. Maybe I'll brush my hair before and maybe put on another shirt for the other video. I don't have enough time. There's just not enough time in the day as a mama to be able to fit all this kind of stuff in. So anyway, these chat and get ready with me videos are actually a lot harder than they look, or maybe my brain just is not functioning on high enough of a level to do two things at once anymore. Like I can't apply makeup and then get out an actual solid thought, like a complete thought, and connect it to all my other thoughts on a topic right now. So I'm sorry if this was so spotty. I was trying to do something different. I was trying to fit in 2 videos at once, and I don't know if I succeeded. So this may or might not even see the light of day on YouTube. I appreciate you guys coming along with me on my existential crisis video. If you guys have any advice about if you've been in this position where it's been really hard for you to weigh and juggle exactly what it is that you need to find and give to your kids, because they're, you know, even if it's the opposite. Say you have a 6th grader who a lot of curriculums are out there pushing some heavier things for middle grade or high school or what have you, and you're like, you know what, I don't think my kiddo is even mature enough for that yet. That also has got to probably be tough. You're, you know, stuck in a box. So I think for a lot of us parents that homeschool, we, no matter what you choose, you're probably going to be like supplementing or replacing as you see fit anyway. So did I need to completely avoid a box curriculum for my son this whole time? No, because here and there I probably could have supplemented what he probably needed. But at the same time, I feel like if you're buying a boxed curriculum and I'm taking out the language arts to make it harder, which means I need to probably choose some different books that are in the same realm of what the box curriculum is offering to then put in the place of the other one, because again, I need it to be challenging, and we need to be more challenging when it comes to the science and whatever they provide. It's just, it gets to be, it's like, why buy the box curriculum then? Why spend the money on the box curriculum then? And piecing it together is really expensive. Like buying several different curriculums and piecing them together for every subject, that gets so expensive in my point of view, especially for like what I have been looking at as far as what to get for my kiddo next year. So yeah, let's chat in the comments down below if you guys are struggling at all with curriculums. What curriculum do you struggle with finding the most? Hopefully I'll have it more figured out soon and I'll be able to actually get a curriculum video out there. I do want to try to get it done before the school year, obviously, so that if you're curious about what we're using and you haven't heard of those companies before and you haven't looked into them, you would hopefully still have time to make a decision too before your guys' school year start. Thanks for joining me, guys, and I will see you in the next video.